everybody. Welcome to the Section 325 podcast.
The second half.
We are wrapping up week 5. You got to be feeling good.
I am feeling good. I am. And did you watch any college football this weekend?
Yes, I did. Who did I watch?
There was a couple upsets. Washington beat Michigan.
Okay, I watched part of that.
And Vanderbilt beat number 1 Alabama.
Dude, Alabama.
And do you know what the fans did after the game? Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
Vanderbilt, of course, they stormed onto the field. They took down the goalpost. They took the goalpost out of the stadium and went down Broadway in Nashville and then threw it into the river. The river is 2 miles from the stadium.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. There's video of it.
That's quite the celebration.
Yeah, it is quite the celebration.
Well, because who knows if Vanderbilt will ever beat Alabama ever
No.
again.
So, yeah, that was crazy. And then, yes, Broncos won. I'm super thrilled for that. I'm sure we'll probably get more depth into it.
Yeah, Seahawks lose 2 in a row. I'm not happy about losing to the Giants.
I didn't want to say it. I'll let you bring it up. So
we could just go into that. I mean, here's the deal. We didn't know what kind of team we were going to have. I think we said offset. I said I was waiting to really see who the real Seahawks were. And now it just looks like Pete Carroll's still coaching us. We have no defense. We can't even stop the Giants with Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones almost had a perfect game against us. So what the heck's going on? It can't be because you don't have any pressure off your corners. Something else is not right. The defense can't go from shutting down 3 teams. It is the NFL. I don't care if the teams are great or not. Giants were not a great team coming in. And the only thing that makes me feel better is the Commanders have been taking it to everybody. But the Giants took them down to the wire.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the Giants are better than we thought. Maybe Seattle's better than we thought. But as of right now, I feel like, how are the Bengals 1-4 and we're 3-2? Because I think the Bengals would beat the Seahawks today.
Yeah, because I think almost every game. I know the Chief game was like they scored 20-some points, but every game seems like they are in it. 30-plus points.
Yeah, and then look at the Saints, though.
Yeah.
The Saints just killed people their first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Just basically what the Commanders are doing right now. But
again, every week, you don't know who's going to – I mean, we do the office pools every week, the picks, and – a lot of times in the past, like if you miss 2 or 3, like that is a good week. But I've been seeing everyone on the picks losing 6 or 7.
Yeah, my picks did not go well.
No. The winner only missed 5 picks, and there were 4 teams on buys. So you just never know every week. The same team could not be as they were the previous week before.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. It feels like we have no continuity with teams. It's kind of like
it's really hard for betting.
Any given Sunday, right?
Any given
Sunday now. We're back to talking like that. That was kind of the thing about the NFL as I was growing up, any given Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the case for the Seahawks. There were games where, we would win, and it was exciting. And why did we win that game? Well, it's matchups, it's coaching.
Well, and also by week 5, you should have established yourself who you are as a team. Joe Burrow said this perfectly over the weekend in his post-game interview. They are not the team that they want to be right now. They want to be the team that is what they want to be when playoffs come.
Going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So, I mean, he said that they have a lot of work to do, but they will get to that team. Sure, but you're supposed to do that before week 5. But I mean, time is clicking for them, or ticking.
Well, yeah, and a loss in the NFL isn't. We're not watching baseball here, right? Where you lose a series and you can go on a little streak and win a few series in a row and never even notice that losing a series, right?
No.
But in football, you lose a game and now you lose 2 in a row, like the Seahawks or Burrow, for instance. They're kind of sandwiched at a couple losses, a win, and then a couple losses. It's like man, it's tough to overcome. Now, I'd rather be 3-2 than 1-4. I'm not complaining about that. And we still have we beat the 49ers on Thursday. We're 2 games up on
Yeah,
everybody.
there you go.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're still sitting in a good
And,
position, Seattle.
and with Seattle, I'm sure that's what they're thinking. They don't want to go 3-3, lose 3 games in a row,
Yeah.
and lose to a divisional
But
team.
any given Sunday, let's remember that you can't look past the Giants at home because you're ready for the 49ers if
Or
that's what happened.
or
But
look past the Jacksonville Jaguars. They got their first win.
but here's a couple things. I mean, you could just sit here and look at this, right? You could say, okay, man, I was feeling good about that loss to Detroit, right? Oh, our
Yeah,
defense was
we were
out.
talking about that
Yeah,
last
they
week.
scored points. Our offense was outstanding. We go to the next week, we can't play anything. Offense, defense, special teams. But here's the one thing that, again, another thing that makes me feel good other than the Commanders of the Giants going down to the wire is the fact that I don't think the Seattle could play any worse than they did in that game. I think that's as bad as it gets.
And usually you need one of those games to kind
Sure.
of,
And typically it's a game where you're blown out
yeah.
to have that. But we lined up to tie the field goal to go into overtime. And if it wasn't for an Njigba drop on 3rd and 4 right off his hands, we'd still be moving the ball. We wouldn't even have to set up for a field goal. And they did get away with one on the block, but you shouldn't have been in that situation against the Giants anyway. So congratulations to the Giants. Hopefully this turns your season around. The fans have something to cheer for. But as a Seahawk fan, disappointing, but everything's still right there. But I don't know what team we have right now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, I'm hoping that the Broncos have figured out what they're doing, especially on offense. They put up some points on the board. I mean, at the beginning of the game, it almost looked like it was the typical Broncos, just old fashioned, just not putting up any points on the board, and the Raiders were up 10-0 at one point,
Saw that.
and then again, defense kind of saved them, and a big pick six for 100 yards changed the momentum for the whole game. As since then, Denver did not let down. They came to play. There was a little, I don't know if you saw Bo Nix and Sean Payton kind of going at it on the
I was
sideline,
going to bring it up.
and I actually see it as a good thing because Bo was actually going back and forth with him versus last year when Russell got attacked by Payton. He just took it because he probably knew he was probably going to be out.
Oh, he was thinking to himself, gosh, this reminds me of living at home with Sierra.
Yeah,
Right? You're not allowed to talk.
But Bo Nix, he had some words too, and it was great. And I guess the post game interviews, they were totally fine and okay with it. And Sean
Well,
Payton said that he was kind of had a little fierce viewer because he wants to do everything his way.
yeah, I think Drew Brees kind of gave Bo Nix some advice from what I hear is
Yeah.
that he's a tough coach. He can't come out. You got to give it right back to him.
Yep. So, which I think is great. And then yeah, after that sideline conversation, Bo scored 2 more touchdowns, one rushing, one passing. So
Yeah, everybody has the same objective, right? It's like being in a relationship. You have the same objective. You want to be happy. Everybody wants to be happy. You want to get along, but sometimes arguments happen, and it's how you deal with those. But you still have the same goal, right? You're on
mm-hmm.
the same team. You have the same goal. You're not enemies.
No.
So it's
So
okay to have arguments. You just gotta. How do you get through those? How do you work through them?
yep. So
Anyway, that's my marriage advice for today. Let's jump into it. Anything
yeah.
else you want to say about your Broncos?
No, actually, my weekly statement will kind of say,
Okay,
yeah,
all
I'll
right.
say more about that there.
Here we
So
go. The weekly statement.
one more click.
So week 5 statement of the week. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I'll go first. It's more kind of like an apology to Vance Joseph, who used to be Denver's head coach 5 years ago. Horrible head coach, one of the coaches that got fired within the 2-3 years coaching, got let go. He was kind of always the same guy, different approach every week, but yeah, we'll watch the film. We had a good practice, and they lose, and it was just a repeat mode. Last year, he comes in as the defensive coordinator for Sean Payton. They put up 7 points against Denver in that Miami game, And again, fans, even me, I'm like, why do we have Vance Joseph as our DC? Well, I'm here to apologize. I'm sorry because our defense is here to play. They are top 5 in a lot of their rankings. They're the number 2 defense right now, and got a pick 6, 100 yards return, 3 interceptions, 3 sacks over the weekend, and it's been every week we've been doing that.
Yeah. I
So
think I
I
told you.
apologize, Vance Joseph. Whatever you are doing is working. Keep it going. Let's go, Broncos.
Well, I told you after week 1 because I was in the stadium
Yeah.
watching the Broncos play the Seahawks, and I said, "Dude, is your defense really good?" Because you got to remember, like I watched the Legion of Boom, right? I saw those guys every year that they were dominant, 2 Super Bowls in a row. I saw a good defense. I've seen the Niners play the Seahawks twice,
Yeah.
and they had a good defense back then. They have a good defense now. I've seen good defenses on that field, and when I was watching, I go, Denver not only looks fast, and this is how I judge a good defense, right? It's multiple guys in on tackles. It's playing with that chip on your shoulder,
So
that
actually, I'm glad you said that
cockiness.
because the reason why they had that chip on their shoulder, there's only one starting player on the offense that was a first rounder. That's Pat Sertan, and everyone else is a second round, third round, whatever. So going into the draft or going into the NFL, you're thinking that you're that first rounder draft pick, and you don't get picked in that first round, that first day. Yeah, you have a little chip on your shoulder,
Because you
and
know who
with
you
the
are.
team, you know who you are, and so when that team picks you up, you kind of want to play and show that you are that first rounder. And I would say that we have, if not 11 players that should be first round draft picks
Hmm.
or should have been,
Yeah,
and
so they look every bit of it. The
they're
defensive
playing
line
with the chip
looked,
on the shoulder.
they looked, the defensive line is what looked amazing to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what stuck out the most was your D line. But I love the gang tackling, the excitement, the playing with, the little, like, little edge. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't see that out of every team. I
Nope.
I saw it out of the Lions, to be honest, on that Monday night game. I was like, man, these guys are flying around, flying to the ball, but they couldn't back it up. Seattle was scoring left and right. And
Do
that
you?
first half, you guys control. We were
Yeah.
not prepared or ready.
Do you think it's Sean Payton? I would say is more of a defensive coach. I mean, he's been kind of favoring like the quarterback side and offensive side when he was with Saints and with Drew Brees, but I think he has a defensive coach. I mean, he got in trouble for that bounty gate, but and with Dan Campbell and the Lions, I think that's kind of helps.
Yeah, well, Dan Campbell's a tough dude. You could
Yeah.
just tell. So
So
anyway, well, my
yeah,
statement of the week, and I'll
mine
make
kind of
it.
went. Yeah, go
Yours was
shorters.
way past the statement. Yours was a conversation of the week.
uh,
My statement of the week is the Jets suck for a reason, and it's has nothing to do with coaching and players. It has everything to do with front office. For you guys to fire your coach 5 weeks in after getting a Hall of Fame quarterback back after a major injury and bringing in a guy, whoever, maybe that's why he got fired, for bringing in that offensive coordinator who was your head coach that looked clueless.
yeah.
That is a huge mistake to fire that guy as a coach. He turned the Jets around. He has them turned around. They're in every game. They're just not winning because
Well,
they're not putting points on the
and
board.
again, if you look back, I mean, their last 2 losses. Sure, they lost to Denver by 1 point. They lost to the Vikings. They almost got up to it. They had the ball. They lost by 6 points, and Rodgers just throws his third interception for the game, and game is over. So I don't know if it's the coaching. Bad move by the Jets for firing the coach because you also have to look back. Like, look who you have at quarterback. He is a rusty 40, soon to be 41-year-old man.
Okay, but wait a minute. Let's
I
let's
mean,
pause. Let's pause for a
okay,
second. Rodgers has been a good
he has. I will
quarterback. We
say
didn't
that,
see any drop off. Now,
but he's just
look at
getting
what
injured
look
now.
at what your offensive coordinator, who's the or head coach, offensive coordinator now with the Jets, he's now taken 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks, Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, and have destroyed them.
I think they should have started maybe from the ground up, not just at the top firing their head coach. They should have maybe started with coordinators first.
I did read before I came in here that Sela, how you?
Robert Sala.
He wanted to fire Hackett, and he didn't do it. And they're thinking if he'd have fired Hackett, he'd still have his job right now. He didn't even get to walk into the building. He walked in, security took him out to his car.
Yeah, I saw or I heard that. Yeah.
Now, there could be more to this story.
There could be.
Maybe he's been he was talking to another team. Maybe he was like, "Yeah, I don't want to be here anymore."
Yeah, what's the rules on that? You
I'm
have to wait
get fired. You know, we don't know. Why was he escorted? Why was he not given an opportunity to talk to his team?
Yeah.
Something's going on there. Maybe we'll find out. And maybe that's just
maybe
the Jets.
Maybe he was given the option to fire Hackett and he didn't do it. And then they're like, well, no, it's your job.
We're going to escort you out. Well, why weren't they both kicked out on the way out? Why didn't they fire both of them?
I don't know. Actually, it would have made my day if they made Hackett the intern.
Yeah.
Instead, they made it that.
They probably asked him. He goes, no, no. So, well, here we are. So, statement of the week. Apologizing to Vance Joseph. Jets, you suck for a reason. You shouldn't have fired your head coach, in my opinion. But what do I know? I just have the most popular podcast in all of North Idaho. But anyway. Okay, week 5 pick results.
All right, let's do it.
You look a little excited.
A little bit. Just a little bit. We'll go through these since I know we're kind of dragging on a little bit with our statement.
All right, well, here we go. Let's get right into it. Raiders at the Broncos. Broncos won.
Excellent pick.
Yes, it was. You had the Colts over the Jags.
Again, you can't overlook, winless team. So,
yeah, I mean, I would have.
Week.
I picked the Colts as well. So, Bucks and the Falcons. Falcons got the victory.
That was a good Thursday night game.
That was a great Thursday night game. Packers at the Rams. Boy. Rams had a chance there. They
did. Yeah.
Yeah, so the Rams are good. They're just not winning. The Dolphins at the Patriots. I thought for sure. For sure.
Again, you can't any given Sunday.
So there's my loss.
I did hear that Drake May is going to have the start this week.
Drake May is starting for the Patriots in week 6 of his rookie
maybe they
NFL.
need a little change.
Yeah, well, hey, why not? You're already losing. Chiefs over the Saints. Hey, I like it. I'm doing well so far. I don't know why you had a smile on your face.
Well, Cardinals but I have a smile. You'll see. Again, a good game though. But I think the Niners
one pick.
The Niners, their kicker was injured, so they couldn't kick field goals when they needed to.
Well, you still had a 14, 13-point lead.
They did, yeah.
Let the Cardinals come back. That's twice now. They did it to the Rams and now the Cardinals. So there's another victory for me. Commanders. Why would you not pick the Commanders at all the rest of the season?
At this point, yeah.
So again, I beat you this week.
You beat, but I got out of the hole. I was at 500.
You had two winning weeks in a row.
Yeah. So I was 500 last week. So I'm now finally having that little green circle.
I was worried because I went from a dominating performance down to one game up on you, and now I'm only.
I know I'm still behind, but the fact that I have a green circle for my overall.
Green.
Yeah.
Winning record. So that's why you're smiling.
Yeah. That's
okay. All right.
Because I was like, now you can just lose the rest of your games.
All right. That's not going to happen. We're going to maintain where I'm up each week.
Yeah.
4-1. I'll take 4-1 all day long, which is what the Seahawks record should be right now, but it's not.
Hey, and I'll take a 3-2 record. I'm happy with that. Because at this point, I thought Denver would be 2-3. Looking at the schedule preseason.
Yeah. He's only going to get better, and the defense is already good.
Mm-hmm.
You knew that going in.
I knew that. That's why I have them in the
playoffs. Keep Wolf's power ranks. Go ahead, get right into it, Wolf.
Okay, Seahawks should still be talked that they should still be up there. Again, can't overlook the Giants. They played a tough Monday night game against the Lions. So, but
I thought for sure I was going to get kicked in the balls twice this week, and you weren't going to keep them in the top 10.
And I didn't even put Broncos in yet. So, they're still in the top 10.
All right, I like it.
Because that Lions game, and the fact that they still have 3 wins. So
okay, all right, and they are leading the NFC West again over the many people's picks to go back to the Super Bowl, the 49ers.
Ravens, they had a
Ravens.
good win. That was probably the game of the year so far. The Ravens at Cincinnati, and they were down by 10. The one play that Lamar dropped the ball on a snap, picks it up,
Picked it up
stiffs
slowly.
slowly, stiffs arm a player, and then stiffs arm him again because he's coming after him. It looks like he's just going to run or maybe throw the ball out of bounds, and then throws it his back foot into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, on
Yeah,
the money.
yeah. So
It was a
yeah,
great play.
they're back in the
Well, now, hey, look at this week. We got the Ravens playing the
Raven Commanders.
Commanders.
That's going to
So
be the game of the year
they're
so far.
comparing,
Jalen
Jalen
Daniels,
Daniels
yep,
to
Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. All right, so the Bucks making the
dropped.
list.
They dropped with their
They
loss.
drop.
Yeah.
And it's too bad because they played a good game in a tough place, and they are a quality team. But here we are, two teams of the NFC South. Now they're tied for first, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So here we go.
And
there we go, right, right on cue. So Falcons and Bucks sharing the.
I think I had Falcons at 10 last week, so yeah, they do a little jump up.
Yeah, like the guy, their quarterback is the nicest.
He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
Bills drop. I don't know right
this
now.
happened last year.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them. One, this game should have gone into overtime. They had the ball with 22 seconds left, I believe, and sure, you're backed up almost into your end zone, but they throw the ball 3 times. Dead play intercept or incompletions. So you're stopping the clock, and you're just giving the ball back to.
Dude, Josh Allen got knocked out.
He did.
He went out for a play.
I thought he should have been.
He should
have been a Tua.
Why is he not in protocol right now?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, he didn't act all weird. Like he just laid there, and then I didn't see him walk off the field. Mm-hmm. I saw him laying there, and that's as much as I've seen.
Yeah.
So who knows what happened after that?
But one more loss like that, one more slip. I'll say right now they won't be in the top 10.
But who do they have in their division that's any good?
Yeah,
the Jets are they're really going to stink now.
Let's see who they play. I think they play,
and you can't even think about Miami. I know
they Houston, so that'll be a good test.
I know they snuck one out of New England, but come on.
Yeah.
Who else is in that division?
Oh no, they just played Houston this week. They play Jets on Monday night. So they should win.
Anyway, Texans,
they deserve that win.
Wow, the Texans.
Bills. So.
Just when you think they're not playing well, they squeak a win out. They lose, squeak a win out over the Jaguars, and then
they squeaked out of this one. I think the Bills gave the win to the Texans.
Okay.
Yeah,
the Texans are good.
Yeah, they are good, but Bills should have had that game at least put into overtime.
Okay. The Commanders. Here they are 2 weeks in a row, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the top 10, and they got to be in everybody's top 10 now.
Top 5 now.
Yeah, they look good. Mm-hmm. I saw Bobby Wagner come off the sideline to his old defensive coordinator that we had in Seattle, who we won a Super Bowl with, and gives him a hug. And he said, "Thanks so much, right, for bringing him over and letting him be part of winning again."
Yep.
Winning cures everything, If you're not winning, no one's talking about it. You could be a great player, and you're not getting talked about. Winning, right? If Denver's losing right now, they're not talking about Bo Nix.
No, they're probably talking about
anybody
the next quarterback.
They're talking about the Chiefs again. Sick of the Chiefs.
No, I know.
Lions, they had a bye.
They had a bye. They just stay put.
They just stay right put. And the Chiefs, no competition from the Saints, really.
No.
I turned it over to the Manning cast so I could be entertained.
Yeah, and I was entertained, actually. They had Paul Rudd on there. They had their dad. They had Archie.
I met Archie at the New Orleans airport.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
It was the year that Manning was a free agent, and all these teams were coming out.
Before he went to Denver.
We hadn't got to the draft yet.
Uh-huh.
And I looked at Archie. I took a picture with him, and I said, could you please tell your son to come to Seattle so we can have our first Super Bowl, please? Well, he's like, well, they're in the mix, but
he did give you your first Super Bowl win.
Exactly. Who would have thought that conversation when he was like, well, he is thinking about Seattle, but
yeah, I think Seattle, Denver, and There's a third team I can't
Yeah, I can't
recall,
remember who
but
it
I
was, but you're
remember.
right.
Yeah, I know it was Seattle and Denver for sure. Well,
So
obviously.
obviously, the rest of the story is he goes to Denver, has two huge prolific years.
He had four,
Yeah, and the
but
first
two.
the first two, because that last year he won a Super Bowl with you guys. He wasn't at his
No,
best. That was all your defense
no.
that helped him, but still, he's good. But that year, you guys had the most prolific offense in all of the NFL, maybe the NFL will ever see. And the Seahawks, they were just a team of destiny.
Well, and you had the number one defense, and when you are playing against number one offense playing against the number one defense, historically, defense wins.
Yeah,
So
we would have won that game 100 out of 100 times.
yeah,
What was the
maybe
final?
one time
What was the final score? 43-8.
it was
Yeah.
score
Anyway,
Not the worst Super Bowl loss for Denver. So
I know the against the
55-10,
Redskins. Yeah,
Niners.
was it the Niners?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. The number one team is the Vikings. Wow,
Yeah. I
they
mean,
jump up.
here's what I think. This is the reason why I finally put the Vikings as number one, because the Chiefs have been there with the help of the refs. So Vikings have done it completely all on their own. So they went across the pond, won in London,
They've done it with their backup quarterback. He
and doing
wasn't
it with
even
the
the
backup.
starter. He
No,
wasn't even named the starter at the beginning of the year.
yeah. So they deserve to be number one right now.
Absolutely. Great
I
top
don't. I
10.
don't care if Vikings and Chiefs go 17-0. Vikings will still be number one.
Who's your top 10? Do you agree with the Vikings being the number one team in the NFL right now? Let us know.
Wolf Power
Let
rankings right
us
here.
know.
Let
Wolf's
us know.
Power Rankings. All right, here we go. My favorite part of the show. Let's get to the lingerie bag and get some random picks from the lingerie bag.
You're gonna call
Lush.
that now
I call it the Lush bag
the
now.
Lush bag.
On TikTok, I put the Lush bag.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go. I'm going first. They're stuck. I got one.
Sticky.
Ooh, the Steelers and the Raiders. A good old fashioned rivalry right here.
Will there be another immaculate reception?
Reception. No, Raiders. They kind of improved what they were on Sunday. Just doing old Raiders style. Just losing. They'll lose again to the Steelers. I think Steelers has a stronger defense than the Raiders can do on offense. So I picked the Steelers.
I think that's a good pick. I'm just like, when does Russell Wilson ever get a chance?
I don't know. I don't. I
They're
don't.
they don't look cohesive
Until
on
Fields
offense.
messes up, you know, it's kind of hard to pull him out when he's doing well. I mean, they had a great game against Dallas, but
You
yeah,
know,
I
look
don't
at
know.
this Watt guy for Pittsburgh, man. That guy goes full out the whole game. And then I watched that fourth down play, and I specifically watched him. He looked like he took the play off. I've never seen him not hustle.
Hmm.
So then I was like, this game better not have been scripted. I don't want to believe that about this great sport of ours, but
If it was scripted, Taylor Swift would have broken up with Travis Kelce and not have been to the game on Monday
that's
night.
true. They're still together. Here we go. The Cowboys with that last second win over the Steelers Sunday night that went into Monday
Yeah,
because of the delay. The longest NFL day in history because they played in London at 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and they ended after midnight on the East Coast. So
yeah.
longest day ever. Here we go. Lions at the Cowboys. This is going to be a battle because
I mean, Cowboys still want to prove who they are.
Cowboys are still a good team.
Yeah,
I think
they got their drama figured out from the offseason, preseason.
Yeah, I think the fact that their offense was able to do that to a good Steelers defense, and now they get to go play the Lions. And I think that Dallas probably has a much better defense than the Seahawks. I'm going to take the Cowboys at home on this one. I immediately thought, okay, I'm taking the Lions, but I'm going to take the Cowboys at home.
I got the Browns and the Eagles. Man,
Boy, the Browns started the season, you're like, for sure.
Browns are kind of up and down. They had a good win,
Deshaun.
and then Sean like kind of crapped the bag.
Well, did you hear he just finally his last court thing with all of his little whatever
Yeah.
crap is done. Maybe he'll be okay now.
Well, and I think there was a weird call at the end of the game where I think the coach wanted to go for it on 4th and goal, and Deshaun Watson just kind of walked off the field. He's like, I'm not going for it. And they didn't have like any timeouts, or they had one timeout and it's still in the third quarter, and they didn't want to waste it, so they just took the delay of game and just kicked the field goal. I don't know. I think Watson was just throwing in the towel at that point in the game. So anyway, Eagles at home, they'll win.
Okay. Deshaun.
They're coming off a bye, so they'll win.
All right. Here's the Chargers and I always get the Broncos every week. Oh gosh. I think Jim Harbaugh. I think my statement last week was like, different coach, same team, and I don't think they're going to be ready for that Broncos defense.
They're coming off a bye.
They are coming off a bye. They're getting healthy, but yeah, I'm taking the Broncos at home over the Chargers until the Chargers show me that they can compete.
I think now Broncos at home with the defense, they should win the rest of their games at home. That's my statement.
Yeah, if this is in LA, I'd probably flip flop it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take Denver at home.
Okay. Me too. Commanders. I'll take Commanders. Oh yeah, that's right. The Ravens.
Ooh.
It's a tough pick. It is a tough pick.
That's a tough pick.
Yeah, that is.
Somebody's got to slow down the Commanders, and I think the Ravens are probably the team to slow them down. Yeah, but will they win the game?
Oh man!
But until somebody does it, man, come on. I mean,
this is a tough one. And
the Ravens
so far, I've been liking the Commanders, and I'm going to go with the Commanders. Sure, Lamar had a great game. I mean, Burrow and Lamar have 9 touchdown passes between them, over 600 passing yards. I mean, that was just a fun game to watch. I can see the same thing happening, but yeah, I'm going to go with the Commanders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good pick. Who would have thought?
You got Monday night.
Here we go. Buffalo. And they're in struggle zone right now. But nobody's struggling more than the Jets. Who's going to get right on Monday night? I'm definitely not picking the Jets. Going with the Bills in this one.
Perfect.
It's too much turmoil over there in New York.
Plus,
is Aaron Rodgers okay? Man, he looked like he was dying out on the field.
Well, that's what I was saying. Of him being almost 41 years old, he's just falling apart. Achilles last year, I think a knee during Denver's game, and then ankle or shin, I don't know. But he's just falling apart, is what I'm saying. Bucks at Saints. I don't know what happened to oblique injury for Carr. So I don't know. It would be tough for him to come back right away a week after. And defense for the Bucks, they've been kind of holding strong, and Baker, man, just let him bake. So I'll go with Bucks.
Yeah, it looks like the Saints lost a lot of confidence along the way. All right, the upsetting Arizona Cardinals that just beat the Niners going into Lambeau to take on the Packers. I think Green Bay's getting right with the Love back as their starter. I think they got off to that slow start against the Vikings, but they came back. And then they beat a feisty Rams team in LA on the road, hung on. I don't think Arizona's that great. I think they're a little up and down. So who knows what Arizona team is going to show up. But I like the Packers' consistency and Love getting better and better as the year goes on.
I think so.
Packers over the Cardinals.
I got Jaguars coming off their first win of the year and going to Chicago.
Yeah, now that's a different game.
Yeah.
Jaguars took Houston down to the wire as well.
Yeah. Again, is Trevor Lawrence a good quarterback if he wasn't on the Jaguars, if he was on a different team? We don't know.
I'd like to see the Jaguars and the Cincinnati Bengals play. See who's better.
What cat will win there?
Yeah.
But I think at home Bears will take care of business. I mean, they have a good stacked offensive talent surrounding Williams, so I think Bears will take the win.
You know, it's funny as I'm sitting here, I was thinking about putting the little clips together that we put on for you guys to see, and I was doing one the other day, and my little buddy Ezzy, he's like,
Yeah.
"Sean, is that you?" Because I'm on a show, right? He didn't know, and he's like, "Is that you? You're on TV?" Right? He thought it
Yeah.
was so cool.
Oh, cool.
So I was just like, "Oh no," I was just thinking about him for just a second there. Anyway, I am cool.
Liam dances to our little theme song.
Does he?
Yeah.
I love it. All right, Texans going into the Patriots. It's going to be a long day for the rookie quarterback, May. Texans have a really good defense. I haven't heard about their stud wide receiver. He's got some hamstring problems, but I
He'll
think
be out. He's week to week, so he'll be out this week. So yeah, it's going to take a longer time for him.
I like CJ Stroud. He showed me a lot. Every time I watch him, I'm just like, the guy's good. He's good. Nothing phases him. You get into pressure in the face, or you're down and you need to score, or you're going to go seal the game.
Yeah.
He just looks
very professional.
Yes. Texans over the Patriots.
Perfect. All right, we got 10 games here. I'll put them up. Give us your 10 picks. And again, winner, or whoever has the most picks before, we don't have the Thursday game, so before Sunday, get your picks in. Gift card to McDonald's.
Oh, that's right.
No one didn't play. Well, I think someone did, but no one didn't win.
We had no winners. Yeah.
We had no losers.
We had no losers and no winners. The only losers were the Seahawks. But we won't talk about that again. I don't want to get upset.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, that's our show for today. Anything else you'd like to add, Travis?
No, that's it. I have my buddy Jordan Curry. He fights this Thursday at the Coeur d'Alene Casino, King of the Cage, and I wish him luck this Thursday. Yeah.
Good luck, dude. Yeah, good luck. Yeah, it was fun. We went last year and saw him.
Yeah, he won last year, so.
Yeah, good deal. So
I think he had another fight or two between that, and I think he's won the last 2 or 3 that I know of.
Nice.
So
that's good.
Yeah,
that's a tough sport, man. Whew.
No,
we'll be signing up for that. But anyway, that's our show for today. We're section 325, signing out.
Second half.